Okay, y'all. It's kind of a dark, kind of a cloudy, chilly morning. Beautiful, beautiful out there, a different kind of beautiful. And we're going to choose to move. I'll just keep it at that. We're going to choose to move. Get your bar. And on one of these kind of days, you may not even feel like, okay, let's start walking. Maybe you don't feel like that. So you know what? Here's my little balance pad. It was here. I'm going to put it right here. I'm just going to flip it up. I have my bar. Yes. I'm going to put my foot up in my chair. That simple thing starts to activate all the muscles, all the connective tissue around your hip and in your lower back. Then just say, breathe through my nose, drop my shoulders. Breathe through my nose, drop my shoulders. See, I have this knee, this foot right here, right here. What am I going to do with it? I got my bar. I'm going to hip hinge. This is the operative move to get the benefit out of this positional stance. Hip hinge. Don't lean in by rounding your back. Okay? So again, breath through the nose, soften up the supporting knee, the balanced knee. I got this here. I'm going to just put my forearm right here. Okay? Then I'm going to push out just a tiny bit. Right here, just a little bit. This is my hip that gets very tight these days. Okay? My back is extended. I'm turning my shoulders. See? I'm pushing gently right there. Take a big deep breath again in through your nose. Make sure your rib cage is up, your shoulders are down. And see, I'm just using this to balance with. And I'm just hanging out here for a bit. Okay, now before you bring that foot down, take another breath and then just bring your toe up. See that? Try to remember this. This is going to give you so much relief. It's just going to feel so much better after you get through doing this, even while you're doing it. Because here's the deal. You just spent how many ever hours you were in bed not really moving. And some of us were sleeping in weirdo positions, right? So here's my bar. I'm going to bring my other foot right here. I got my bar here or a wall. That'd be fine. I'm going to put my foot up there. First thing I'm going to do is drop my shoulders. Second thing I'm going to do is take a big breath through my nose. Third thing I'm going to do is soften up your knee joint. Yeah. Then go rib cage up. Push your butt back. Keep your chin tucked. Put your elbow right on your knee. And just really push the butt back. Drop your shoulders. Now press out on that knee while you're in this lean out position. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Keep pushing and then come back up and put it back down. Oh my goodness, that starts to relieve so much stiffness and you just start feeling better already. Then I'm going to just do this. I'm just going to go out like a duck. See that? Then I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go in like I'm pigeon-toed and I'm going to bring my knees in. Okay? While you're bringing your knees in, keep your chin tucked. So if you did this and I came into your room just now, see, I'm going out. This is my round weighted ball. This is a 6-pound ball, which if you have a weighted ball, we're going to use them today. I know that I heard cheers. Oh, she's going to use a weighted ball today. Yay. You're supposed to be laughing, Chrissy. Okay. See how I'm going out and I'm going to bring my heels in further. Why am I doing this silly thing? For the very reason that I told you whenever I first came on. You just slept, hopefully. Some of you had fitful sleep. Some of you had good sleep. Whatever. You were immobile for many hours. See, bend those knees, come in, push in, say rib cage up. So let me go back. If I came into your room right now and you were doing this little funny foot position thing, okay, you know where I would look? I would look right here. What are you doing with your neck? What are you doing with your chin? Okay, drop your shoulders, breath, another breath, release. See here? My toes are pointing out, my shoulders are down, my rib cage is up. I want to really work at getting my ear over my shoulder when I'm doing these little funny turns, these little toe turns or foot turns. So now I'm coming in and I'm going to go right into this push down. See, I'm pushing down with my knees. And then I'm going to come out, go side. So here's the deal. I don't know about you. I already am feeling a little better. Not quite as stiff feeling, not quite as I don't know, just don't feel quite good today. See? Because it's a dark day. It's not sunny. It affects you. So can you choose to make it sunny? No. But guess what I can choose? To move. I'm going to choose to move just right now. Don't even say today. Just say right now with this crazy woman on the Zoom or on the internet, on whatever you're pulling it up on. If you're doing your homework, maybe you're going to do this in your homework. Do you see how I'm stepping? I'm keeping my feet forward. I'm working through my shoulders, okay? Whenever I go into the step, I hip hinge and I loosen my knee and I keep my toes forward, okay? Because I spent all night sleeping, not moving, and then when I got up, what did I do? You walk straight forward and maybe backward a little bit, but you didn't do a lot of this, right? That's why I'm choosing to do this as part of our warm-up. And yes, I'm going to use a little weighted ball here in just a minute. Okay, now I'm going to float back. See this? But I'm going to sink. So I'm putting a lot into different kind of movement patterns during this little warm-up here, because I chose to move a little differently, not just start walking, mindlessly walking. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm sinking. See that sinking? Do you know what that does? That starts to activate all of my ankle, my Achilles tendon, the lower leg, just by stepping back and sinking down without leaning forward right now, okay? Then I just come back, and when I take a step forward, now I'm going to drop my shoulders, take another big breath. I'm going to bring the bar right here and right here. Just that simple thing. But the back leg, I'm going to now lift the heel. I'm going to act like I'm going to kick my butt, but I don't. And then I step out. Okay? Now, let me caution you. If you pull that heel right here, see, I'm going to go up. You know why I'm going up like this for? Because it's forcing you more into an upright position. Because if I didn't do that, you'd do this and you just keep walking leaned out. So rib cage up, drop shoulders, breath. One more. And exhale. I'm going to bring that back leg back up. And I'm going to go like this because I'm going to bring the heel in like I'm going to kick my butt. So here's my caution. If you squeeze that heel in right here, too hard, too quick, your hamstring is going to catch. It's going to ball up on you. Okay? And then somebody might say, if you were a true slug, you would say, well, then why do I want to do that? See, I can hear Tim saying that. Sorry, Tim, I had to throw you in the bus. That's the kind of question he would say. Why do I? Because you want to wake those muscles up. So what I'm saying is, don't squeeze it. Don't do it quick. Don't squeeze it up there too hard. But you got to get it activating. Okay? So big breath. I brought this up. I'm going to bring it up to my head, open up my shoulders. This is one of the best ways I know of to help you open your shoulders. So my elbows are pointing down right now, and then I'm going to bring it back down to here, and my elbows are going to point back, okay? And I'm going to bring that heel up and back, and then I'm going to sink it down. And I'm going to come up. It's going to go on top of my head. I'm going to drop my shoulders right this minute. I'm going to take a big breath. Then I'm going to sink the heel down. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to open those shoulders up. And then as I put it down, those elbows are pointing back. And I'm going to drop that heel down. Then I'm going to switch. So how do you switch? You just step back. That's it. So here's your here's your pole. You're going to come up on your toe. You're going to bring it up onto the head. Now, as you sink down, you're going to bring it down. You're going to rotate those elbows back. You're going to bring that bar right to your chest. I know it. Drop your shoulders. Yes, drop your shoulders. I know exactly who's not dropping their shoulders. That's why I keep saying it. Bring it up. Come up to your toe. Okay. Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Breath and sink and rotate. See how those elbows are pointing back? And they're really opening up the whole chest because you are pushing your shoulder blades together when you do this little move with a bar. Take a big breath, then bring it back down. Okay, shake out a little bit. I bet you already are feeling a little bit better. Part of the reason is because I've encouraged you right now, just take a few little wide steps. I got my bar. I've encouraged you to breathe through your nose. And if you breathe through your nose, you start to get down into and opening up your lungs. It's that simple, okay? Big breath, yes. Now, I'm gonna put my little bar there, and here's my little weighted ball, okay? My little weighted ball. I'm gonna put my little balance pad. It's almost a square, but it's not quite a square. It actually is got one side that's wider. One side is more narrow. Choose to put it down at the narrower side. So this forces me to walk across in a more narrow positioning. See that? So my foot's back there. I'm going to step back up. I'm going to step back down. Drop your shoulders. I'm going to step back up. Now, let me caution you. Anytime you step on a surface, I don't care if it's just the floor with a little carpet, but especially when you step back up from a forward position and you're stepping backward like this, you've got your foot on on the target right in the middle. But when you step back up and you don't have a safety mechanism, excuse me, meaning a wall or a pole or a chair to just put your hand on, I'm telling you, it will, you will not I can't even explain to you. Some of you are knowing because you've done it. You've lost your balance and fallen over, whatever. This is a special challenge. Here and back up. You don't believe me? Put your pole here. The wall is there if you need it, but don't use it and then step back up and then step down and then step back up. That is much more challenging, not huge. I'm doing a very functional motion with you right now to get your proprioceptive systems going. And when you step up on an unstable surface and you don't have any other holding little modified move, which would be holding something, It's a very different thing. You're out there all on your own and you're stepping back, okay? Tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders. So this, believe it or not, is to prepare you for some of the key moves that we're going to do later on today. I don't mean later on today as in the whole day. I mean in the class. See, I'm going to step here, and here's what I would watch. I've seen this a million times. Literally, when you've taught as long as I have, a million times. When somebody goes to step back, you know what they do? They either turn their foot or they do a momentum move. They jump because they're trying to avoid the pulling of their muscles, which is a pulling. It's a push-pull. So I'm pushing forward and I'm going to pull back. So why do we do this? Because we've had pain in our joints. We've had pain in a knee. We've had pain in an ankle, a back, and we start doing things incorrectly. We get it done, but it doesn't benefit the body. So this little maneuver, stepping down, drop the knee, say rib cage up. See, this is here if I need it. See, if I need it, it's here. But try to do this task all by yourself. Have the wall there if you need it. Have a chair there. Have a Powell. P-O-W-L, by the way. Anyway, it drives my teachers crazy. Okay. Which I love to do. Okay. See, this right here, this could be one of those 1-minute challenges. Just this. Yeah, and if you try to do it on something higher, like a step, whoa, that's a good move. All right, and how you prepare for that is those heel kicks. Those heel kicks that we just did, just a couple of them. Okay, I'm holding this just right here. Just doing this a couple times. Okay, now then, I'm going to take my little mat, put it over here on my chair again. I'm not using it right now. Now, the same principle, stepping down and back. So I'm using a lot of body weight on the get-go, on the beginning of this. We stepped down, we stepped back, correct? Correct? Well, here's part of our jump training series coming up. So I'm doing the very move that I did on the little pad, correct? But it's on the floor, right? So some of the same mechanisms and some of the same physiology that we use to step down, we do this, the same mechanics in the beginning of jump training. See this? I'm starting to move a little faster. Now, if I'd suggested that you do this at the very beginning of this class, when we were a little stiff, we were just like, man, I've had a horrible night. You wouldn't have been able to really get into this because I would have not prepared you. So what am I doing? I'm doing quicker and quicker. So one of the things that happens when you have a joint replaced, when you have an injury, is you quit moving quickly, which in a lot of cases is a very good idea to slow it down, think about what you're doing, take big breaths now. But do you see how I'm stepping out quickly, really quickly? Take a breath, and I'm just using my pull to activate my upper body, keeping my tummy tight, taking deep breaths, moving more quickly. Now I want you to just put your toe, just your toe, not the heel. Yeah, just step, tight tummy, tight tummy, tight tummy. Push on the toe, push on the toe, push on the toe. Yes, breath, 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 breath. Stay with me, just a couple more, Big breath, just a step back on the toe, on the toe. Yeah, drop your shoulders, breathe. Yeah, just your toe. 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Step back. See, I snuck that in there. I did not tell you I was going to do that, did I? Turn, turn, and turn. Then go the opposite way. Turn, turn, take breaths, and turn. Kind of like a figure 8. See, I'm just turning, turning, turning. And then I'm going to go the opposite way. Turning, turning, turning. That's really what a figure 8 does. Following a figure 8 in a walking pattern. It's incorporating all that forward and backward motion, which does wonderful things for your brain, by the way. Okay, so here I am. Just because we did that little move where it was the step down, it was a full foot. Then I elevated you and pushed to get your toe only on the ground. And then I sped up, okay? I'm telling you, this is a little trick that will get your body, especially your metabolic profile and your muscles. And here's the deal. It's a doable thing for people with multiple joints replaced. And you know what? Your whole demeanor, your whole brain chemistry changes when you push yourself to getting a little breathless, to, wow, when is she going to quit this thing? You know, that whole thing. It changes your blood chemistry. It changes your brain chemistry. And you did it just now, okay? Now I'm going to take my little bar, put it away, and we're going to delve into the next part. So what's the next part? See my little weighted ball? So many of you have, I think, a weighted ball of some sort. If you don't have a weighted ball, and I've done this many times with you, but I'm really going to push it today because we're going to do a whole lunge matrix today. So here's my ball. I got my chair here if I need to put my hand on something. You could have a wall here. See the ball? And it could be a basketball. It could be any kind of ball that you just put your foot on that rolls. It could be a can of food. Just put it on there and roll it front and back, just like that. Now I would ask you, when you start doing this little task of rolling the ball to the toe, to the heel, see that? When you get to the heel, pull the toe back until you feel a stretch in your calf. This leg that's back here holding this whole thing together is soft. You're dropping your center of gravity just like that. See how I'm going to roll this out? I'm going to pull that toe back until I feel a stretch. Then I just bring my toe down and I bring it back down and then I go back again. Soft knee, rib cage up, big breath, exhale. See, back and forth. Pull it, pull the toe back enough until you feel that stretch, okay? Then I go to the other one. You should have been feeling the pressure on the supporting leg, right? And see, here's this. And I would much prefer you put your hand here rather than hunker all down and get your back into a flex position and everything like that, and leaning too hard into it. So just put your 2 fingers on your chair. Okay, here I'm going to go to the heel. See the heel? I'm going to soften my knee, push my butt back a little, lower my center of gravity, pull that toe back until what? Till you feel your calf starting to stretch. Then you roll it to the toe. See that? Then you roll it back to the heel. Push and really push that heel, not hard into the ball, but pull the toe back. So you want the heel to stay down. You want to get that toe pulled back until you feel the calf. And you roll it to the toe. And you just do that little rolling thing. So some of you might ask, well, that's just a calf stretch. Why would I have to use that silly ball? Let me tell you, if any of you have been for a walk in your yard, pull the toe until you feel the stretch, or on a park, anywhere where there's oak trees and acorns. Oh my goodness, they are rolling under your feet. Pull that toe up. That's the point. If you will just task your foot and your body to feel this rolling action under your foot, you have to make changes all the way up the line in order to accommodate handling the rolling action. And the most important feature of this is your stance. Don't be locking your joints out and standing way up. Lower your center of gravity, hip hinge, back extension. And if you do misstep or misroll, then you're not going to do as much damage because you're already in a very good position to control the out of control rolling. Okay? So anytime you put a ball under your foot and just do a little work, this could be one of the minute things. Put your ball under your foot and just roll it around, but especially the forward and back. And there's all kinds of other stuff, side to side, all kinds of stuff we can do with that. So after we've done that, I'm going to step wide. I don't know if you have a ball or if you have a can of food. You could do everything I just did with a can of food. Push your butt back, go down, and you're going to pick this ball up. Okay? And again, it could be a can of food. It could be, maybe it's not a weighted ball. That's okay. Just get a ball in your hand. Maybe it's a rolled up wad of socks. You get the idea. So here's the deal. We've been going forward and back. I'm trying to prepare your hips, your knees, your ankles, your core for some lunging. It's called a lunge matrix. It's where you do a lunge in lots of different positions. One of the best ways you can do to help really strengthen your lower body. Okay, so I'm doing cross chopping with a little ball. And as I roll, see as I roll, look, I'm going to put my ankle in all kinds of positions, especially to the side. Then I'm going to go back, foot down, chop that axe or chop that wood. Let your ankle roll, go back, bring her back. See, you're trying to get as much activity in your ankle as you possibly can get. So see, I'm over here. This is loaded. So I'm rolling here, okay? And come back. And now I'm going to just drop to the ankle, to the toe, to the ankle, to the toe, then put my whole foot there and do a chop. And then I'm going to bring it right here to my chest. Take a big deep breath. And I'm going to go to the other shoulder. Ready? So now we're going to chop the other way. So I'm going to go chop. Do you realize that in this move right here, when it gets to right here is when you should have a lot of pressure. You should be feeling it because your tummy has to activate in order to do this move. See how I'm rolling? See, I'm going to come back and I'm going to roll this ankle. Well, this is making it to where when you do this activity, this chopping motion, especially with a weighted ball, it'll happen without a weighted ball. But if you have a weighted ball, it's really going to activate your core. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. See how I'm rolling my ankle? Okay, I'm going to go full foot. Here comes the chop. I'm going to go chop right here. Tighten tummy. Stick the butt back. Stick the butt back. Yeah. And then you roll it back. Okay, but I took a little time to really get that ankle going. See, I went to the toe, I went to the pushing the ankle down, the whole thing, pushing the ankle down both ways, chopping, opening. Ah, whoever thought? Okay, here's your ball. Here's your ball. Yeah? So as I'm doing this task, what I want you to do is just step back. That's it. Just a little step back. Do it on both and see which one feels like it's your preferred side. Okay. My preferred side is the right side because I'm right-handed. It matters. Okay, okay. Are you ready? So now you're transferring weight. It's a little weight. It could be your own handheld weight. This is a 6-pound ball. I'm going to step back. That's it. And I'm going to transfer the weight. See how I'm hinging at my shoulders? I want to drop my shoulders, step back, breath, transfer. See that? In order to step back, now we haven't even gone into the lunge. This is only the first part of the lunge. Okay? I want you to see how far you can step back and keep on balance while you're maintaining this movable target or this movable object that is weighted. So drop your shoulders, take a breath, step way back. I know it. Say rib cage up, transfer, transfer, step back. Okay, here we go. Other leg, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, big breath, step way back. I know, step back a little further than what you think. Because see, I'm doing this always having a safety net, a chair, a wall, a counter. Okay, now say rib cage up, transfer that weight, transfer that weight, transfer that weight. Okay, so that's the first part of a lunge type challenge. Because if you can't step back and stay on balance, then we got to work on that before we put weight and before we start bending the knee. So this could be actually one of your 1 minute to 2 minute challenges. Just stand up, put something in your hand, see, and just step back and ask yourself, am I stepping back, keeping my toes and my foot straight? That's absolutely very important. Step back and do not become a duck. Do not step back like this. That is not going to help align anything in the pelvic and the back. Step back straight on. You're going to be a little more unbalanced. Be ready for it. And you've got this weight that you're transferring side to side. See? So just test yourself on, okay, how far back can I go with correct form and stay on balance? See? That's a good thing to do. Take a breath. One more. Up and then release. Okay, just do it through your nose. Okay, I'm going to step back. This is my more unstable side. I'm going to step back as far as I can. I got my weight right here. And I'm going to not turn my toe out. I'm not going to overly lean forward by rounding my back. If I lean forward, it's from the hip. Yeah, just like that. And just transfer. See this? Yeah, that's the challenge. See, you might get going over too far, then you got to pull yourself back. Okay? And it could be a little ball. It could be a basketball. It could be a weighted ball. Something that you can transfer and roll off those hands. See? Okay, and come back. Take a big deep breath. Now we're going to just go straight wide. I'm fixing to pick up my hand weights. Okay? So everybody knows that that fixing means you don't do it now, but you're going to real quick here. So I'm just getting it in your head. So first thing, when you step wide, you have this little ball weight. What did you do with your knee joint? Many of you locked. Don't lock. Unlock and push your hip back. Okay, that's the first thing. Unlock your hips and your knees. Push the butt back. I'm going to stand to the side so you can see. So I'm in this stance straight up, and now I'm fixing to do a different move. I'm going to bend those knees. I'm going to push that butt back, keep my chin tucked, and I'm just going to start doing a pendulum. Now, if you start doing a pendulum and you're cranking your neck up, don't. Pull that chin under, purposely keep it tucked, and just pendulum. You're rolling from your toes to your heels. You're rolling from your toes to your heels, toes to heels. Okay, now go a little bit wider. Okay, stay down there. Keep your back very extended. Take a breath. Take a breath. Yeah, go from the heels to the toes. A couple more. Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Breath. 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, 1. And come back up. Another fast little move. And that one is involving the shifting and the swinging. Yay. Okay. Now we're ready to pick up our weight. So I am going to go a little heavier. So what am I going to do? My light, I consider, when I pick these ones up, is about a 6. A 6, when I say 6, I mean in both hands. 6 and 6. So what did I do? I used a whole different way around the tree to get you warmed up. So I'm picking up a 9 and a 9. Okay? And now we're going to embark upon a lunge matrix. So what does that look like? And I'm weighted. So I'm standing here, and the first thing I'm going to do is what I just led you through. A step back. Now, step back forward. Take a breath. I'm telling you, many of you stepped back, but in stepping back, you turned your toe out. How do I know these things? Because I've written the book on slug behavior. And I know what we do. See, I included me. Drop your shoulder. Step back to the toe and make sure it's straight on. All right? It's straight on, and then I'm going to bend the knee a little. And I'm going to go down, and I'm going to hang out here. So we're not going to do repeated. We're going to do a lot of holding. Okay, so come down. And see my heels off the ground. I'm pushing my knee to the ground right now. Now I'm going to take these weights and I'm just going to pull back with my arms. See that? So drop your shoulders. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to hold it there. All right? So all this pressure that you're feeling is coming right down through your spine. It's coming right down through the hips, right down through the knees, right down through the toes. You are loading. So drop the shoulders, take a breath. You're pushing the knee down. Here we go. Pull back. Yeah, drop your shoulders again. Stay down with that back knee. And now there's little tiny pulses. See these little pulses? Yeah, it's doing what's called pre-fatiguing of those muscles in your lower body. Drop your shoulders. Elbows in. Take a breath. Through your nose. Yes. Now bring the hands down. Now carefully move yourself up. Another breath. Bring your toe in. I know it. A little different way to do a lunge. You have to think about it. Okie dokie. I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see what I'm doing. Drop your shoulders again. And before we go into it, just lift your heels a little bit. See, just lift your heels. Now, when you start to do this move, which is just a, a toe press, you're lifting your heels. Many of you started this move and your butt muscles, your gluteals, are just kind of like hanging out there waving to everybody. Pull them in, tighten them up, drop your shoulders. I know, I hope you're laughing. Tighten your gluteals. Now go into your toe, lift your heels. Go into your toes, lift your heels. Go into your toes and then bring it down. Tighten the gluteals. Boom. Breath. Yeah, just do it a couple times. Okay, one more. And then take the other leg and step back. Okay? Now, when your weights are here, I don't want your hands to get too tired. I do want them to get tired, but you're not gripping. See, you're letting them just hang at your fingertips. And then I'll have you roll them into your palm. So that's working on your grip. We're getting a lot done in one move. Okay, drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy, get ready, step back, toes forward. I know it. I just have to keep reminding you of that, don't I? Okay, you ready? You're gonna bring the heel up, you're gonna drive the knee in the back down. So as you go down, if you go forward, you have to go forward from your hip and then come back up just to see the pathway. So you're gonna stay down and my weights are hanging off my fingertips. Make sure your back is extended, big breath. Go down as far as you can. Make sure your knee is not heading out to the side. You're driving your knee down. Now do your pulses. Yes, breath, 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 breath. Little pulses. Rib cage up. Stay down. They should be shaking just a little bit. Should be that far down. Breath, breath, breath. 5, 4, 3, breath. 2, 1. Come up. Don't bring your foot in right away. Just come up. Then bring it forward. I know. Okay, here we go. Bring those weights right up here to your shoulders. Okay? And just bring your knee up. And just bring your knee up. Walk back, walk back, walk back. Okay, so now you're ambulating with load. So I have 18 pounds coming right down through my shoulders, right down my spine. And I'm just kind of ambulating. And I'm staying very level. I'm really thinking about it. So now I'm going to go back into that circular pattern that I introduced earlier. See? So as I come around, I got these weights here. I'm holding them in place with my thumb here. See? I have to stay pretty level. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. And just do that little circular walking around with a load. Just a couple minutes. Take a breath. That could even be one of your minutes. Okay? Walking around with a load. Take a breath. Now, hang on to those weights right there. And all I want you to do now is take your, whichever leg you're going to put behind you, like we did before for the lunge. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cross the midline and I'm going to go back. Okay? Don't go into this willy-nilly. What does that mean? Kind of just like, oh, what's this? You're going to find yourself on the floor. Okay? Drop your shoulders. You have weight. You're going to cross midline. See? Yeah, you're going to cross midline. And you're going to lunge down. See how I'm just going to go down a little bit until I feel it through my ankle. I feel it in my lower leg. I feel it. Then I'm going to come up and bring it back. See that? Okay, drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. All I want you to do is bring your other leg and cross midline as you go back, okay? This is gonna force you to use all your proprioceptive powers. So don't go much and just come back in. Okay, now I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna bring one off and the other off. So if you had a pretty good weight up there, you were getting tired. Yes, you were. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna step forward and I'm gonna do a lunge as far down as I can, as if I was gonna put these weights in the floor. Now, you can if you want to. However, as you're going down, you're gonna find that you're gonna get to a certain point that you're gonna go, oh geez, I'm gonna have to throw them on the floor, and I don't want you to do that. Toes are straight, hip hinge, keep your chin tucked, go down as far as you can, and then shove yourself back up. Don't round your back. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Just one more here. Bend that back knee. Act like you're gonna put your weights down, but you don't, and you push yourself back up. Boy, you should feel that in your hamstrings and your gluteal and your quad. One more, then we're gonna go to the other side. So here's your lineup. Big breath, pull in that chin, drop your shoulders, hip hinge, go into the toe box, act like you're gonna put these down, and then push through that front back leg, and then come back up, okay? I know, we're just having so much fun. All right, big breath. Last one, here we go. I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna straighten out my upper body. If I go forward, which you have to put something down, you are hip hinging. You're gonna go down as if you were gonna put this in the floor, but you're not gonna round your back, okay? So here we go, drop your shoulders, big breath, hip hinge, drop the knee, act like you're gonna get right down there and put that in the floor. But when you reach out to put it in the floor, I'm cautioning you, do not round your back. Okay, you're gonna get off balance. I want you to get off balance. I just don't want you to fall. Here we go. Hip hinge, come down, come down, come down. Act like you're gonna put it in the floor, and then push back up. That front leg, front and back, and then come back. That was 3, I think. I only did 3, not that many, but I wanted to show you something else that you can do to, in fact, make sure that your legs are going to stay strong. Here's my little pad. I may use it here in just a minute, or I may not. So now I'm going to step wide, chair width. I'm going to come right here. If I need assistance, let's say I have a grinding hip, a knee that's messed up, whatever, use your hands here as you push back. If that's not the case, then cross, push your butt back, and you sit. Take a big breath, exhale, and you don't use momentum. If you've been coming into my class, I do not want anybody that's been in my class for any length of time to use momentum. What is momentum? So you make it down here pretty good, but then to go to get up, see, I would so much rather you use your V shape, see, push into here and help yourself up. See, I would rather you do that than trying to get up like this, and you know what you do? You go like this, and you do the rocking. Whoa! You hold your breath, you're gonna bust a gasket, okay? And your friends are doing this. You watch them. I don't want you to use momentum to get up. I want you to use your own leg muscles. Dadgummit. I have to explain to Carol what dadgummit is. Okay. I'm not going to use this because I don't have to now. When I was heading for a hip replacement, I had to do this. Okay. Breath into the nose. Drop your shoulders. You are going to use pushing and pulling. You are not going to use momentum. You hip hinge. Now you press really hard into your heels. Breath, exhale, and come up. That's how you want to get up. And then do this. Do this as a 1 to 2 minute challenge. Don't do it fast. Do it properly. You get shifting front to back. You get breathing. You drop your shoulders down. You do the hip hinge. You push that hip back. And just, if you can't think of anything else to do for your 1 to 2 minute little break, try to get a set or two of sit to stands. That's all. And you're up here, see, I'm squeezing my butt. I'm actually pushing my hips out every time just to give my back a recovery. Take a breath, 2 more. Hip and heel, squeeze your butt, push. Okay, now release your butt. Push a little harder. Now come back in. One more. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath, hip hinge, push into the heels, and you're up. Now you're going to push forward, and you're going to take your elbow right here under your chin, and you're going to go back and reach. Swoop under. This one is going to go back as far as you can. Keep your chin tucked and reach. Swoop under. Let's do it again. It's right here. Squeeze your butt. Drop your shoulders. Take one hand, I don't care which, and bring it back as far as you can come. Drop your shoulders again. Reach. Swoop. Here we go. Back. Reach. Swoop. Okay? Then you do a split stance. Do a little pendulum swing. And here's the deal. I'll bet you quit thinking about everything that was really bugging you or making you anxious or making you sad or making you anything, because you had to figure out what you were supposed to do so you didn't fall on the floor. Yay! Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I will be here Monday unless something unforetold comes up. And I hope this helped. So we did some lunge matrix today. Little different way to do lunging. I know, hurt me more than you.